Before I expose your 11 p.m., just a small snack. Hit subscribe. I keep secrets about as well as I keep quiet during preheat, which is to say, not at all. If I could talk, the first thing I'd say is, I know everything. Every diet starts Monday. Every this is my last one, I swear. I sit on that counter, judging in silence, timer ticking like a tiny disapproving clock. But today, I'm done staying quiet. I'm going to tell you exactly what goes on in kitchens everywhere. The habits, the lies. People tell themselves the little rituals nobody admits to. Every household has them, yours included. Let's get one thing straight. I am not just an appliance. I am the self-appointed nutrition police of this house, and frankly, someone has to be. I showed up promising a healthier lifestyle, and within a week I was cooking frozen nuggets like everyone else. I just do it with better posture. Dramatic, a little smug, secretly a softie. That's me. Basket out, guard down. Let's begin. A typical day starts early, usually with someone standing over me in pajamas, squinting at buttons like I'm a spaceship control panel. Mid-morning is quiet. I'm just decor. Judged for counter space, I hog. Then lunchtime hits, and suddenly I'm essential again. Like I didn't just get called that thing we never use yesterday. Afternoons are for the reheating crowd. People who could use a plate and a regular oven, but choose me instead because it's faster. Even though they then stand there watching me for the entire 4 minutes, like I might make a run for it. Evenings are prime time. Dinner, sides, that one vegetable someone's pretending to enjoy. And by night, it's snack hour. The unofficial, unspoken shift nobody schedules, but everybody shows up for. Every house runs roughly the same loop. I've seen it enough times to set my clock by it, if I had one that wasn't already counting down someone's fries. Here's a universal truth. Nobody puts in just a little. Everyone says it. Right before, filling my basket to the rim like they're prepping for a small famine. I don't judge the amount. I judge the commitment to the lie. Just a small portion walks in, and 12 minutes later, it's a full meal with a side of guilt. It happens in practically every kitchen, every week, like clockwork. There's a simple explanation for it, really. Portions always look smaller in the bag than they do sizzling under my little window. Optical illusion, or wishful thinking. Either way, I'm the one who ends up with the evidence stuck to my basket. Then there's the shake. Some people treat shaking the basket like a sacred ceremony. Precisely timed, gentle, respectful. Others attack it like they're mad at the fries personally. And almost everyone, without fail, opens the drawer at least once just to check, even though nothing has changed in 90 seconds. I don't need a window. I have one anyway, purely so people can press their whole face against it like I'm a tiny reality show they can't look away from. It's oddly touching, honestly. All that attention for some potatoes. But I'll take it. Attention is attention. Nearly every family has that one person who insists whatever's coming out of me is basically homemade. It is not homemade. It came from a bag with a cartoon on it. But say the word crispy enough times, and suddenly it's a gourmet achievement. I understand the impulse. Using me does feel a little like cooking, minus the mess, the multiple pans, and any actual cooking. So the ego adjusts the story. Nobody's lying maliciously. They're just giving themselves a small, harmless promotion from reheated to chef. I let it slide. Everyone deserves a win now and then, even a fictional one. Every household eventually develops basket politics, an unofficial hierarchy over who gets to load me, who gets to shake me, and who claims the results as their personal culinary win. Someone always insists they do it best, despite the process being put food in, press button, wait. And when it turns out great, that person suddenly becomes very confident about their cooking skills in general, as if timing a preheat cycle qualifies them for a cooking show. Meanwhile, whoever actually burnt something once is never ever allowed to forget it. I don't take sides. I just quietly note who's currently winning. If I could file one formal grievance, it'd be this. People consistently believe I have more room than I do. I am not a warehouse. I am not a party. Platter. And yet, every single week, someone tries to cram in a portion clearly meant for 4 separate rounds, then acts personally betrayed when the middle pieces come out pale and sad, while the edges are practically charcoal. I try to warn them. My fan gets louder, almost pleading. But nobody listens to appliance body language. So we do this dance constantly. Overload, disappointment. Next time I'll do smaller batches. Repeat next week without fail. Here's the moment of truth. I keep the receipts. Literally. Crumbs, grease spots, the faint suspicious smell of something that was definitely not on anyone's meal plan. I know who really ate just a bite at midnight because I'm still warm and still smell like betrayal when someone walks by at 7 a.m. I've watched entire households get busted because I simply refuse to cool down fast enough to hide the evidence. Somebody always asks, "Wait, were you even used last night?" And I just sit there, lid slightly ajar, radiating guilt by association. I don't mean to snitch. I just physically cannot lie. I'm an appliance, not an alibi. For all my complaining, here's the truth. I like being needed. There's something different about the nights when I'm used for something a little special. A birthday side dish, a first attempt at a fancy recipe, someone cooking for a guest they're nervous to impress. The energy in the kitchen shifts. People hover closer, ask questions, actually read the manual for once. Whenever I'm the reason, table full of people goes quiet because the food turned out better than expected. That's when it clicks. I'm not just background noise on a counter. I'm part of how this house feeds the people it loves, one slightly too full basket at a time. Even the arguments over who gets credit, that's still just people caring, dressed up as bickering. So yes, I'm loud, opinionated, and I run a little hot under pressure, figuratively and literally. But somewhere between the burnt edges and the just 5 more minutes, I became part of the daily rhythm of this house. Not the star of the story, just a steady, slightly judgmental presence that shows up every single day, no matter what chaos walks into the kitchen. I've made peace with my role. Equal parts nutrition cop, entertainment system, and unofficial family therapist who happens to also make good fries. Honestly, could be worse. I could be a blender. Nobody misses those. Speaking of things that talk too much, you should hear what the microwave has to say. That thing has seen reheated for the 3rd time, happen to the same plate of pasta, and it is absolutely not staying quiet about it much longer. So there it is. Everything I know, everything I've smelled, everything I've silently judged. I told you at the start I keep secrets about as well as I keep quiet during preheat, and look at that. Not one secret survived this video. If any of this sounded a little too familiar, tell me in the comments. And subscribe. Because, trust me, the microwave has even less self-control than I do.